Hey guys, this is M4T, just doing a quick off-the-cuff video about the Panasonic Lumix GH5 presentation notes being released. These are the slides they used when they revealed the product and when closed circles, I guess, and the embargo has been lifted. And now you can check it for yourself. I'll put the link in the description below. Other than that, there's no other reason to keep watching this video. I'm just gonna go through it and see what they have of note. Such as a roadmap. High-end hybrid high performance for the photo enthusiast and the pro videographer. You know, videography is where I'm really interested in this. So these are the target users. Talk about the cinema market and the broadcasting market. Now, obviously, can't use it for broadcasting and maybe motion pictures, but I think you could, if according to your talents. And then over here, it's just saying where it's mainly covering. And there's a little overlap here between weddings and events. You know, this camera would be actually really good for weddings because, you know, sometimes you go to a client and they're like, hey, do you do 4K, right? And then what they really want, because they really want that slow motion, because you got to do those slow motion shots, and that really brings out the emotion for them. Really gives it that cinematic feel. And, you know, you got to decide, right now, you got to decide, do you want to do 4K and do you want to have slow motion in it? Well, with this camera, you won't have to decide anymore. Some notes about the features. 20.3 megapixel sensor, 5-axis dual image stabilization, faster autofocus with what is that? Depth from defocus. More durability, more environmental proofing. Made for professional audio. So here's where they claim it's the highest ever picture quality in the Lumix. Well, probably. I'm not that into the stills quality, but I do take a lot of pictures with my camera, and I like it. But you know what really excites me about this camera is the video ability. So it says it's 1.66 times faster readout speed. What does that mean? That means it's going to be less rolling shutter. That means it's going to be better for video. And what's more amazing with that is there's no more cropping on the sensor. So you get the benefit of, you know, not having a lens that's just you losing the zoom of it. Obviously, you know, if you have a wider lens, it's in the older GH4 and before cameras, you actually got a more box in the middle, whereas now you actually get the whole sensor. So, some kind of low-pass filter is supposed to improve the picture quality. Very nice. Some stuff in the software, I suppose. Over here, oh, we all understand this. So right here, you know, you have these digital cameras, especially the early ones. I used to shoot with when it first came out, I used to shoot with the PSP camera because it was just like this funny little gimmick on my gaming device, and you know, always had really bad edges. And I always noticed that in other cameras too. I mean, one of the first digital cameras I had was this Fuji cam, and it just always had problems taking nicer photos. And that's why we used to still shoot and film for the longest time. But now, better edges. Now, before I was looking for a 4K camera, and I wanted to take a lot of nice video of just like stuff in nature. And what I noticed when I look at videos online were that a lot of action cameras had really blotchy foliage, blotchy leaves. And one of the reasons I kind of held out and waited to get a nice 4K DSLR camera, mirrorless camera, and that was because of that. And so here it between the GH4 and the GH5, you have more resolution, more detail, and you can actually see leaves instead of just blotches, and that's one of the things that I really like about it. Something about color control. Here you have a better sky, more representative color, less dull I suppose, richer colors, as they say. And here I guess they do some kind of processing to suppress noise in the image. Yeah, so here, less noise at higher ISO. So reduce shock from the shutter. No more blurred images. I don't know, we'll find out. So we got here the 5-axis dual IS. Here we go. Look, so we got the, what is it, pitch and roll. Got a up and down. Some kind of gyro sensor helps detect that. And then working with the optical image stabilization. And then also 5-stop compensation effects. Because the stabilization is so good, you can get 5 stops better performance when using a slower shutter speed. Yeah, so they're claiming to have blur-free shots, even when you use 5-stop slower shutter. Up to 280 millimeters. So works better with Lumix lenses. Obviously, software is working together with other lenses, including classic lenses. Obviously, it's all body stuff. Looks like these are scheduled firmware updates for the Lumix lenses coming up soon to make it compatible with the 5-axis image stabilization. Pro shooting performance for video production. So obviously 4K, 60, that's what we want. And then over here, 422 10-bit internal recording, better colors. You ever shooting fog, you ever shooting darkness or really brights, you get that banding, that annoying banding that you have to either dither out or just work around somehow using magic. But looks like with a higher bit colors, that's like, what is it, like 1,000 times more colors? I'm not sure. And then a higher bit rate as well. But those aren't available right now. They're coming in future firmware updates. Oh. Yeah, just talking with the recording formats. Full HD. So these are for 4K. These are for full HD. Showing improvements over the GH5 from the GH4. Firmware update schedule. I'm not sure what this little graph is supposed to be. Looks like it's showing the evolution of picture quality, I suppose. Oh yeah, just from going from 8-bit to 10-bit for video compression. So obviously, having a wider range of colors to use in your color grading is more likely going to get the result you want. You're not going to actually not going to get stuck by the limitations. And over here just further proves that. So here you can see you have less colors, less information. Over here you have more. So you can output while recording in the camera simultaneously. So I guess you could do double recordings. Let's talk about the HDMI input output. Over here, HDMI timecode output. So I guess that's useful if you want to sync things. Also, recording control can go through the cable. Only possible in creative video mode. So over here, like 709. So it has to do with the, I guess, I'm not sure if that's photo or film style. Yeah, for video. Then you can actually control the knee here. So if your whites are blown out, you can soften them up. You could pull back that information, get more information that might be lost due to the gamma curve, I suppose. Vlog recording profile, hybrid log. So you get more dynamic range. So see here, it's starting to get some banding, and over here, smoothing it out. So there's a mode where you can use the full sensor, and I suppose if you had an anamorphic lens, you would be able to squeeze a wide image into the full 4:3 sensor. Or you can just take 4:3 video. So, autofocus transition with a constant speed. So here you can set the position of the first focus end to the next end, and then you can have a set speed at which it transitions. That's really useful. You know, you don't have to use a focusing rail in some situations, although probably still be nice to use. Or have fancy hands, fancy skilled hands. So I guess this shows the frame rates at which you can record in 4K. You can go up to 60 frames per second in 4K. Less than 4K, up to 180 frames per second. So you can get even more slow-mo. Other features, I guess, is a new graphical user interface for the video. I'm not sure how this would even look. I'm not sure where this is displayed. Is it on the screen? Is it on something else? Other features. Built-in microphone with, I guess this is probably noise reduction for clearer sound recording. So conventionally, left and right mic plus wind noise cancellation. and then goes out. Whereas now I don't know what that means. I don't know what this image means. Guess they just redesigned it. Guess there's another part of the workflow that does a little bit more processing. So it looks like this is just different production systems and workflows in terms of the hardware you use. Intuitive response to photographer's intention. So I guess this means instead of figuring out your camera more, it'll figure you out. So I guess this has to do with the better autofocus. Looks like it processes more, whereas on the GH4 you had delay. Also does, I guess, motion detection and tracking to improve your focus. More on autofocusing. Over here it has for one type of focus mode, you could have a higher area and more points in the area to choose from to focus on. Or you could focus on a specific area, a big area at least, within the same grid. You can customize the autofocus settings even more. So I guess you can make it more sensitive. You could make it more predictive when it comes to moving objects. I guess other focusing features having to do with low light. Some of the stuff we already have. Face and eye detection. .6K photo and 4K photo. So I guess you can take 4K photos, 60 frames per second, or 6K photos, 30 frames per second. Has noise reduction, and then rolling shutter distortion correction. And some, looks like there's some kind of a, it's talking about the monitor output. So the viewfinder, very high resolution. The rear monitor, slightly less. But the free angle that we're used to. Just, I guess, a comparison between what you'll see and the resolution you'll see it at. So GH4, that's kind of what you saw. GH5, more detail, The rear monitor is 2 times brighter compared to the GH4, even in bright conditions. Yeah. Environmental proofing. Freeze-proof, splash-proof, dust-proof. I've actually been using I've been using the G7 in really bad conditions, like almost blizzard snows. Using it in the rain. I probably shouldn't, because it's not made for that, and it's actually, I'm really abusing my camera. This is the old GUI. Here it's kind of got that, I kind of got those kind of like older shiny Mac style icons from the older versions of Mac, whereas now kind of doing the clean design look and also fitting more. You know, I don't actually like these rows. I don't think it's a good idea, because you still have to press through each of them. I think it would be better if they just put icons, and if you highlight each icon under the whole screen, there would be text showing what it is, and people get used to remembering what they are, because either way, with this row one, you still got to go through each of them anyways, so it's no different than just going through the icons and reading them as well. And then you can at least, and you know, you have up and down, left and right keys on the next to the menu button in the middle, and so you'd be better off being able to go through the icons, and you can memorize them, and then it'd be faster. Whereas in this one, you kind of have to go through it all. But then also apparently you can do custom menus as well, so you can have your own menu. So just a diagram of the way it looks. Oh, I guess they took out. They changed those 4 buttons. At least it's different from my G7. At least not sure how it is in the GH4. Double SD card slots. So if one of yours lags, if one of yours messes up, there are different modes you can use. Approximately 1,000 power save, so you can get longer battery life. I guess it has to do with the viewfinder turning on or off after 3, 5, or 10 seconds, depending on whether or not you're looking at. I guess this is if you're only using the viewfinder. So I guess you can get double the amount of images, just about. Of course, after shooting focus. I'm not really interested in this stuff. I just like to get it right the first time. I'm old school, I suppose. So multi-layering, I guess this could be useful. I was taking pictures of the moon, and it would be nice to be able to stack them to get more detail. And then the stars as well. So, you know, image bracketing. Looks like there's some kind of feature to do. What is this called? This is it's like a content aware in Photoshop. And you could also do some adjustments to RAWs. Yes, right in the camera. And change the highlight and shadow curve, or add more points on it. System expandability, so Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So you can use with your mobile control. You can actually copy and set settings from GH5 to another GH5. Very nice. Optional accessory, battery grip. XLR microphone adapter, if you like to use those styles of cables to reduce sound. Noise, that is. Other optional accessories. Different lens kits. So I guess this is the one you want. or just the body. So yeah, that's the end of it. I don't know who would have watched me go through these unplanned, unfiltered, but thanks for watching this long. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe I bored you to death and you don't like this video at all and you want to downvote it because you don't like my words, you don't like my face. Go ahead and click that downvote button. And I'll see you next time.